I'm standing here in the heart of Americana. I'm standing in a parking lot. Better yet, I'm standing in the Walmart parking lot. This is a story. This is a story about trees. This is a story about greed and corruption. There's good guys, there's bad guys, and there's losers. Behind me used to be a strand of sycamore trees, oak trees, a creek, a babbling wonderland of just open space. It's gone now. What we have in place is a sea of cement. I get ahead of myself. What takes 30 seconds for me to even try to describe actually took 6 years to develop, pardon the pun. So what we're going to do is we're going to get back in the way back machine. We're going to go back 6 years to the day after the city of Vista decided that the creek was going underground. And it's not a pretty sight, although I continue to look fabulous as my hair gets longer, my beard gets shorter, it comes, it goes, I get new glasses. But that's the cool part. Human beings can change. We're all about change, you know? And if we don't like our hair being long, we cut it off, and then it grows back. But when you cut down trees and you underground creeks, it doesn't come back. It's lost forever. So this is what we're doing. We're going to look back, and we're going to show you each painful step of how we lost the creek to progress. So hold on, and remember, this is not for the squeamish.
Hello, my name is Robert Naniga. I'm here in Southeast Vista. What you saw down in the valley is Buena Creek, a riparian wetland who has less than a year to survive. This riparian woodland is in a year-round floodplain, 100-year flood equivalent of about 40 feet. The habitat houses all sorts of Vista's indigenous wildlife, including trees, coastal scrub, sage scrub. The tragedy is the battle between development and the environment is being fought right here. And in this case, the environment lost the battle. This is a California sycamore, another one of Vista's, North County, Southern California's indigenous species. If you'll notice, this tree survived a fire. This thing has carved out an existence here without the aid of man. They now believe, the developers say, they're going to transplant this tree somewhere else. Do you really think this tree could survive a major upheaval? Oh, and by the way, just because the street's named Sycamore, it doesn't mean they're going to save the sycamores. They're going too, along with the eucalyptus and the oaks and the sage. It's all going. This is what we're losing. We're losing sycamores. We're losing the oaks. We're losing red-shouldered hawks. We're losing the white sage, the coastal chaparral. We're losing all these different and diverse species that share this corner of the globe with us. Over the next year, we're going to follow this whole process. We're going to look in on the mitigation. We'll show you bulldozers. We'll let you know what exactly goes into it when we decide that the environment has no place in our world. I wish I could save it. Right where I am, the clock is ticking. Within a year, this creek will be gone. Within 5 years, everything you've seen will be a parking lot covered in cement, with evenly spaced palm trees, a Burger King, a Walmart, an auto dealership. Do we really need another auto dealership? Do we need another 7-Eleven? What we need is a little bit of environmental balance. This is a Band-Aid. If they're digging these trees up to mitigate, this is a Band-Aid. If you need any, if you have any questions, look at the pile of dead trees and brush. They dig up tons of living matter, they save a couple trees, and then they call it like even. This is not mitigation, this is a Band-Aid. In terms of the press, but I keep using it, I keep throwing it in. Oak trees are endangered in North San Diego County. Especially in Vista, we've decimated the oak tree population, and this one is going to be bulldozed for a road. Where is the mitigation? A nice little house. Beautiful country charm overlooking an open meadow. Not. We're on the road to nowhere. Well, we're now about 3 months on in the project at the Newport National North County Square site. I'm standing in the remains of a riparian wetland. As you can see behind me, we basically effectively raped everything, and they're digging a new trench that will be able to distract the water away from where they're going to build the 3 10 by 10 box culverts, and then the water, I guess, will be restored back to that space as they start to do the grade and fill. Most of the trees are gone. As you can see over my shoulder, there's just a big pile. There's a big pile of brush, trees, whatever was there is completely gone now. And well, it's not gone, I guess it's mulch now. What this is we can see just more indifference. Indifference everywhere you look. The fact that escrow closed about a week ago Friday. The following Monday, the dozers were in. They did not want to take a chance of any last-minute environmental pleas or anything like that, any last-minute lawsuits. It's gone now. This is it. We are now standing in what was once riparian. It's going to be a parking lot. Within a year, this will be asphalt. Look at the earth. The color of the earth here is how dark brown it is, how healthy it was. Notice the role petroleum plays in development. Oop, there goes the car. See, it's kind of like this mad dash. Now, the petroleum corporation builds these huge monsters that like push the dirt, so everybody's happy. It's like this big feeding frenzy on the natural resources. Cactus, sage, chaparral, willows, oaks, sycamores, all this indigenous life, plant life, the animals indigenous, mule deer once roamed these streets and everything. This was once a happening ecosystem. All of it's gone. The part that this area played, the role it played to indigenous people, to the Indians that would cross through here to go to the mountains to collect acorns or down to the ocean. Matatas, Indian matatas have been found here, places where they have left their shells. This was once a very active place for all sorts of life. Now you can see it's only home to the mating dance of the frenzied developers and their big yellow toys. Sometimes I ask myself, why am I doing this? Why am I sitting here talking to you? Why am I doing this? The sad part is, the developers and these people driving these bulldozers aren't. They don't ever ask themselves, why am I doing this? And when they do, the answer is always said, money, of course. This is a huge tree, and to think that they can pick it up and move it and without any effect is wrong, is completely wrong, and they're only lying to us when they say they can do it. Okay, come back over here, come closer. Look over my shoulder, one of North County's residents is sleeping underneath this huge sycamore tree. Now, it kind of makes you wonder, with all the people that are homeless, that are living on the street, that don't have enough to feed their children and everything, why are municipalities paying millions of dollars, actually subsidizing development when we can't even house and feed our own citizens? So the city in which we're in now, which will go nameless, the city we're in now is going to give like a kickback of over $4 million to the developer of this site. Could it be? I remember in the hearings and stuff, they were saying that the homeless were living down in the bushes and that we had to get rid of that creek because all those trees were just a place for the homeless to sleep. Well, I think asphalt is kind of like an extreme, if you don't want people living underneath the trees, you don't need to take away the trees. You might need to give them homes or give them incentive to get off the street as opposed to just bulldozing their home. This is the reference points used by the developers. Well, it's kind of obvious that we as a species have lost our reference points to nature. I mean, where I'm standing or sitting right now will probably be like 50 feet lower when this project is done. They're gonna take this whole hillside, and you can see them above the freeway. But to make everything easy for our auto-dependent culture, they're gonna take this whole hillside and knock it down to the level of the freeway. How's that for reference? Drought? What drought? There's no drought. This is Southern California. We need to reevaluate our connection with the planet. And that is not done with bulldozers. It's not done with grade and fill. It's done with a clear and conscious effort to fix what we've already destroyed. Okay, we'll be back in 2 weeks to see how we're progressing and check out the unnatural evolution of this beautiful project. Stay tuned. Remember all the trees we talked about the last few times? We saw trees. Well, this is what's left. Sycamore, and there's an oak in here, and a eucalyptus. That huge sycamore that we saw the homeless man sleeping under last time. This is it. Biomass. And I don't think this is what they mean by mitigation. Have you ever asked yourself, just how much damage can the bulldozer do in 2 weeks? Well, and he's coming around the corner, and it's the Caterpillar, and it's coming, and there he is, and it's coming up to the one thing, and it's going, and it's around the corner, and he's gone. Word definitions for the 90s, what was once a creek is now a trench. This was once water, and all there were trees over here. Last time we were here, I was standing in front of an oak tree. We can't find where exactly that was because all points of references are gone. We're on the other side of the street and they immediately took out the oak tree. I guess maybe they saw us standing in front of it and thought we might get attached.
You know, it's amusing that I can stand here and make fun and talk about issues such as this with a kind of a sarcasm in my voice. But what else are we to do? We could go to any number of city council meetings and cry our eyes out. They're not going to listen. All you're going to hear is overriding considerations. As cities throughout North County pander and prostitute the open space to developers, in fact, even paying them. The city that we're standing in now is paying the developer over $4 million to do this to our planet. I ask you, where's the justice? Open space, the final frontier. The tree just said it's fallen and it can't get up. Personification, North County. I'm blind to what's going on, yet I'm supported by their realty market. Reality, doesn't matter, can't see it anyway. Kinda looks like a grave, doesn't it? I'm gonna have to speak a little louder to drown out the freeway and the buzzsaw back there. Basically what we're doing is, we're done here for a while because any more shots of like bulldozers raping the earth would be redundant. You know, we don't want to be redundant now, do we? Not like this shopping center is going to be redundant, considering the fact that there's a Kmart across the street, and there's an Albertsons over there, and there's a North County Fair over there, and there's a Carlsbad Mall over there, and God knows what they're planning in San Marcos right now. We don't want to be redundant. The execution of open space. What are we supposed to say? What am I supposed to do? We can keep coming back to this, and we will. We will be back here. We'll come back and we'll show you asphalt, all the asphalt your little heart can stand. We'll show you some lights. We'll even show you some beautifully spaced palm trees. Not like they're indigenous or anything. And who knows, we might even go into some of the stores. Oh, that'd be so much fun. Maybe we can buy Slurpees. Wouldn't that be great? You think they'll put a 7-Eleven here? Maybe if we ask them, they'll just throw one in. Because we say 7-Elevens make us feel secure. So we'll be back, and we know you will too. Tax dollars, think tax dollars. I'm here in front of Kmart now. We're, 5 months into this project now. The reason we're here is we want to show you how they mitigated when they took the creek out in front. When this was done, I don't know, 10, 15 years ago, they put the creek, and this isn't covered. This isn't a box culvert, as you can see, but what it is, it's a degraded habitat, and the water sits, it's kind of gross. There's eucalyptus. I don't see any oak trees here. I see a few sycamores that are being dwarfed by the eucalyptus trees, which are, you know, non-native plants. So once again, that when they plan this area, and this has been here for a while, we're talking 15 years, and notice that this is not happening. This creek has not returned to normal. We don't see native species growing here. This is just a destroyed ecosystem. Can you say triple box culvert? That's what it looks like. Okay, where I'm now used to be basically where the creek was. The creek used to be here. You're now where it's being culverted to be put in the triple box culvert. So you're kind of underground right now. How's it feel? Kind of like a grave, huh? You know what this is like? Back during the Crusades, when the armies would get a little bit of ground, they'd take one of their sticks and they'd go, "I claim this for the king." So basically, it's the same purpose nowadays. The developers and the money boys, they're saying, "I claim this for me. This is my space. My space. This is my space."
months into it, we are now deep within the grade and fill aspect of the project, and doesn't it look wonderful? Okay, be very, very quiet. What we're gonna look at now is a completed grade and fill. It's all nice and flat, kind of looks like a desert. Not that this is an island, mind you, but it still looks like a desert. Come here, here we go. Whoa, isn't that beautiful? Okay, now what I'm standing on used to be that big natural hill. Now, come over here. Now, if you remember, there was this geological thing that was set in stone up on top of the hill. Well, if I'm correct, it was right about here. It was somewhere right here. We had to walk up this hill. We had an expansive view of the whole valley and everything. Well, as you can see, they pretty much cut the hill in half. So right now we're standing on what used to be a hill, but it's still the high point for the most part because they pushed that hill all the way down and we're going back towards the creek. Isn't it beautiful? So, the question is, do we really need a Walmart? I'm not sure. Picture, if you will, a gigantic Walmart brought to you by Walton of Walton's Mountain. You know, it's kind of funny, the Waltons, we think of them as homespun, nice trees, mountains, the nice simple life. Well, why is it that Mr. Walton has left the East Coast to come to the West Coast to rape what remaining space we have? That's so American. Sam Walton shops in America and you should too. Hell, just buy America. Buy America. Buy America. Open space, the final frontier. These are the voyages of the starship Southern California. Captain, there's no more land. Where will we go? So how's that for progress? You know, last time we were here, we didn't even have a top on the box. And now our box culvert has a top on it. That is progress. One giant step for mankind. I'll speak loud so you can hear me over the machines. If you're wondering what happened to the creek, it's right down there. The triple box culvert is almost done. Look, they're hard at work. Busy as a beaver as they dam up the creek. Nice little animal analogy there, thank you very much. Now if you can look, see how they're digging it down? We've got 3 guys standing there where the creek used to be. Look at that, dry as a bone. Isn't modern technology fabulous? The creek's no longer there. I wonder where the water's going right now. It's over there in the middle of the street. So as you can see, everything's moving right along. They did save a tree. Wave hello to the tree. Hi, little pine tree. That's made it so far. Question is, will it be here in 2 months? Ha ha ha. Isn't that freeway beautiful? No one does freeways better than Southern California. And so we can it's part of our culture. Freeways is our culture. If people say the beach is a Southern California culture, that's no. True Southern California culture is auto-dependent freeways. I asked, we say, why are we building this here? Well, because it has freeway access. Ooh, okay. So people can drive. They just get someplace and they drive and shop, drive and shop, drive and shop, drive and shop. And when you get to the ocean, you turn around and you drive and shop some more. Welcome to Southern California. You know, it's quite amusing what we'll do in the name of progress. You say you want to improve the quality of life, and the first thing you need to do that is a bulldozer. You got yourself a bulldozer, then you get yourself a Caterpillar. Get yourself a Caterpillar, then you're gonna need a skip loader. You're gonna need some pipe trucks, some watering trucks. You're gonna need some architects. You're gonna need some planning engineers. You're gonna need yourself some city council people that are quite friendly to the developer. Then you're gonna need freeways. You're gonna need lots and lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of freeways. Because without freeways, we can't have development. Because why do we develop? So the freeways are more accessible to human beings. So what do we want? We want to develop. We want to develop Southern California because without development, we go nowhere. Who was it that said, man affests destiny? It's kind of funny. Man infests destiny? Well, I look at it this way. Mankind is an autistic child, totally unaware of the people around him, and slowly he's been left with his evolutionary parent as he beats himself to death with a shovel. So, got yourself a bulldozer? Yes, you too can start your own strip mall. Walmart, Kmart, Save Mart, Cost Mart. You've got yourself a mart. Well, this concludes the Creek update for August 3rd, 1993. Please stick with us because we'll be here and we're gonna let you see just how this comes into fruition. Ooh, there's a big word. Not to be mistaken for desolate or bleak. And we'll be here, so join us, come back. We're gonna have pavement soon. Woo, pavement. Notice how natural the creek looks now. Nice, sharp lines. It's nice and pretty. It looks kind of like a canal, you know? It's like a pretty canal, like Disneyland. All we need is a few little boats, and we can, like, the new Vista Aquatic Park. Can you see the tire tracks as it runs over the baby doll head? You know, whenever they want to do development and they want to develop some open space, they always say, you know, that new shopping mall will create jobs for our children. Well, I'm of the school that I don't think children should have jobs. I think children should be free to, like, roam a field, climb a tree. They don't need to work at McDonald's till they're at least 12. Have you ever heard that saying, up a creek without a paddle? Well, right now I'm kind of like up a creek without a creek. Look, everybody, it's famous. Okay, this is true confessions of an environmentalist. Long before I was like the cool environmentalist that I am now, when I was a little kid, me and my friends used to go through places and we used to steal these. We would just take them through all the development sites and we'd just steal them. Just tons of them all over this area. And then we'd like throw them in dumpsters and stuff. Always. So developers from 10 and 15 years ago, if you're wondering what happened to your sticks, I took them. Okay, I'm now here, we'll say at the foot of Shadow Ridge neighborhoods and stuff. The creek is just kind of wrapped around Kmart and heading behind the neighborhoods. Come on, we're gonna go see if the creek's here. Come on. Watch the tree roots. Ooh. And we're really glad that they're taking care of the creeks, don't you think? Oh, icky. We're here at the creek in the very exclusive Shadow Ridge neighborhood in the new South Vista. And look how well kept it is. We're so glad they developed this area because it's really helping keep Vista beautiful. Come on. Watch out for the trash. I know the creek's here somewhere. Look, it's pretty. Can you look down here? Come on, look down here. See, look. That's what the creek should look like. Now all you gotta do is take out the trash. Let me see. Yeah, that's about it. Get rid of the trash and all the wood. And we can get rid of that like sofa cushion. And we can get rid of the graffiti on the rocks and that realty sign over there. Yeah, if we just get rid of all the trash, everything will be cool. Too bad we don't have beer. They should have left us some, don't you think?
I saw some potato chips.
Oh, but they did leave potato chips. Okay, let this be a lesson to all you budding little environmentalists. Creeks and open space cause pollution. People don't cause pollution, open space causes pollution. Got it?
funny how this doesn't resemble a creek anymore, does it? It doesn't really resemble anything except for maybe a battleground. We lost. For having to scream over the freeway, but traffic brings commerce, right? Where I'm sitting used to directly face a hill, on top of which was a government survey marker. That's all gone now. Let me show you what's here. This used to be open space. Down there used to be 1.9 acres of riparian wetland. That's all gone. No more sycamore trees, although it is on Sycamore Street. No more oak trees. Everything's gone. We have plenty of parking. Isn't this lovely? New asphalt, pretty white lines. Do we need another Walmart? No. Do we need another Ross Dress for Less or Office Depot? No. Do we need even more traffic polluting our planet? I say no. What we need is open space, and what we've lost is just that. You know, we traded indigenous plant life for these wonders of landscaping. Here's some night blooming jasmine, not a native. Here's some bird of paradise, not a native. There's this, I don't even know what it is, not a native. This tree, not a native. You know, hey, mushrooms, those are natives. But you know what mushrooms grow on, don't you? Look, I found it! The new headwaters of Buena Vista Creek! Okay, just so we're clear on this, we're not in the Bahamas. We might be in Las Vegas, but I think we're in San Diego's North County. Got a question for you. Why do they tie up the palm trees? Were they bad? I mean, are they bad palm trees? Or are they sadomasochistic palm trees? That's it. Palm trees like to be tied up and then planted in a parking lot because they like it. Well, if they dig it, who am I to complain, right? Remember when we showed you the shots of the giant crane lifting out that 200-year-old sycamore tree? Well, let's give the developer some credit. They planted a new sycamore tree. Oh, and look, they even provided it crutches because it can't stand on its own. Okay, let me orientate you. Over here we have sign, building, parking lot. And here, there's a creek. Oh, there was a creek. Where it is now is 25 feet down. We know this because here's the manhole cover leading to the creek, but it's not really a creek because it's kind of encased in like cement. If it's in cement, does that make it a sewer? Okay, let me get this straight. We take a hill and we make it not a hill. And then we take the creek and put the hill on top of it so we no longer have a creek. This is progress? Well, this is what remains of the open space. Isn't it beautiful? This is how we mitigate for taking out existing creeks and riparian space. The trash compliments of local residents, I'm sure. You know, it's really funny that they've got landscapers up on the hill making sure that the pavement and the asphalt looks oh so pretty, but yet they can't even bring the trash out of what's left. No money was spent on this kind of afterthought here, where we could show you where the creek used to be. It's not there anymore, it just is funneled into the cement. Is this a breeding ground for mosquitoes? How does this benefit the community? How does this space benefit the community? I don't think it does. Development is all about ordering nature, putting everything in their nice little rows. Trees in their nice little row, cars in their nice little rows, people in their nice little rows. Let's get one thing straight. This is all about consumption. The consumption of open space, natural resources, everything, the planet itself. And what do we get for it? We get beautiful little boxes, temples of consumption. Do we need it? No. Do we need more parking? Definitely not. What we need is room to breathe. Okay, we've shown you the progress from riparian wetland to major consumer mall. We had plenty of room for tied up palm trees, irrigation systems that don't work, miles of parking, big colorful boxes that people hoard themselves into like sheep. What we didn't have room for was a creek, so we send it underground, out of sight, out of mind. I'm screaming now just so I can be heard over the traffic, but I'm also screaming because I'm mad. I'm angry, and you should be too. Is this what we're getting to? Is this what we're doing? Man has decided that all nature needs, if it's not making us a profit, needs to be gone. We're on the road to nowhere. When you see the traffic in front of you, you see that little bumper sticker that says Fear God, ignore that. God's not the person you're supposed to fear. God gave us the oak tree, and the sycamores, and the creeks. Man gave us the big cement box. This is just a little capsule of what's happening all over our country. Nature is being destroyed in an onslaught of greed and consumption and indifference. You can make a difference. So if you look right over here, there used to be a creek here. Now, as we go forward, you're going to see this huge berm, this big old hill that is actually sitting on top of the creek. And to make sure that the creek doesn't come out, they put like a Starbucks and a Rubio's, and they put those on top of the creek. So that way that nothing's getting out of there. So you can kind of look up that hill there with that nice little retaining wall. There's a creek, it's like right down there. Okay, I'm tripping out here. Okay, it's like I'm getting this sinking feeling. I mean, there was a creek. I swear there was a creek somewhere. There were trees, there were birds, but they're gone. Come here. No, I know somewhere there was this creek. Mind the non-natives. Come on. So, like, there used to be a creek down here. Once upon a time we showed you when it was just being dug, and then it was just underground. But now it's under this huge Target store. You know, it's kind of like Target, like a bullseye, like here's nature, bam, 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 bam. Help, help. I'm trapped by development. Who will save the poor injured child? Come here. Hello! It echoes. Hello! Ha. The creek's somewhere down there. Where am I now? Well, we're 6 years in the future, and I'm standing in front of what was Kmart. It's like we're walking along a beach, you know, and you find this big shell. You know, and you know that inside that shell there used to be this living, thriving creature. Well, here we are. We're looking at the shell of the Kmart creature, completely empty. Now this very timid and very placid sort of creature was consumed by a much more voracious commercial endeavor called Walmart. We've seen the Walmart, we saw how they took out creeks, they took out habitat, they took out all the open space. And what we're left with is a huge parking lot and a big empty building. Capitalism eats its own. So, where does this leave us? We have a creek that's been undergrounded. We have major more traffic. Our infrastructure is still at the breaking point. More development continues to go in, and we're left with empty shells. Think question we need to ask ourselves is, what can we do about this? What can we as citizens of Southern California, of the state of California, of the United States of America, what can we do to prevent such redundant development and the blighting of existing businesses? First of all, you can talk to your city council people, because in local municipalities is where your voice is heard at its loudest. Because the farther away from home you try screaming, the softer your voice gets. But you can write your state senators. You can write the President of the United States. Write your congressman. But get involved from the local level all the way up to the national level. Because if we don't do that as people, we're going to have an entire world full of empty parking lots and empty shelves